Wike is
All right.
PDP Ebola. Wike is Ebola virus in PDP. It's
an admiration of fools. There's no way anybody will be praising this government without appearing like a fool.
All right, so because of what the pastor of Salvation Ministry said, that anybody will criticize them or use police arrest them, that is David Ibiyomy. So I took my time yesterday to go through his preachings, and I think I understand why he says if you criticize him, they will arrest you. It is because he says a lot of nonsense.
Welcome once again, guys. So on this particular video, we'll be talking about those 3 snippets which you just saw. Hold on, guys, because I'm going to be playing the full video shortly after this intro. So guys, I just want to thank you guys for always being supportive, for subscribing and always watching my videos and also sharing your opinion. Don't forget to continue subscribing, guys. So delving into the matter at hand at the moment, Verydarkman calls out David Ibiyomy, Salvation Ministry pastor, who came out to make a statement that anyone who drags his name, he will get the person arrested. And Verydarkman also challenged the man's preaching on, Adam and Eve while they were in the Garden of Eden. So the man made a statement that Adam and Eve, sinned against God by not paying their tithes. And then this has raised a question from Verydarkman asking, were they tithing at that point? Now I'm talking about Fayose's statement, calling Wike Ebola of PDP. You understand? And Senate, the former spokesman of the Labour Party, Kenneth Okonkwo, coming out to make a statement that anyone, from the APC who comes out to, make some statement regarding APC's achievement, claiming that APC is the best government, always looks very, 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 very stupid. You understand? I say the person they ever look like. I'm trying to actually use a better term because of, YouTube issues and policies. So guys, it has been a very, very big critics from Kenneth Okonkwo blasting APC governments, terming them as one of the most corrupt, leadership we have ever had in the history of Nigeria. Why Fayose called out Wike as being the Ebola of PDP. Take for instance, the man made reference to their former, a party national chairman who he termed to have been a cancer, in making sure that PDP was totally destroyed. You understand the matter? I mean, if it come to think about it, how did Wike, became two party members at the same time in Nigeria, handling a key position in APC, at the same time being a frontliner in PDP? And there was even a statement that surfaced days ago concerning him running up for the presidential candidate under PDP come 2027 general election. How is that possible under Buhari, under Tinubu rather, who has given him a ministerial position in FCT? I mean, the guy has been doing a lot of work there. Let me not use the word havoc, because a lot of properties has been destroyed, just like he did in Rivers State when he was the governor over there. He extended the same leadership over there. Now let's talk about, I'm going to be playing you first of all the video of Fayose, criticizing Wike's position, calling it a very, very barbaric act that is destructive to PDP's growth. Watch the video to the end. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to this channel, and also share your opinion via the comment section. And I'll be right back with this video of Verydarkman, that's of Kenneth Okonkwo.
How many of you remember this former PDP chairman, Senator Ahmadu Sheriff? When Senator Ahmadu Sheriff was PDP chairman, he messed up PDP so badly that he was labeled cancer. He was labeled cancer. Senator Ahmadu Sheriff. If you look at PDP today, PDP have gone from cancer of that Ahmadu Sheriff, that kind of Ahmadu Sheriff, before they rescue and fight that cancer, to stand still to get their party back. Now, the new one where they get now Wike. Wike is PDP Ebola. Wike is Ebola virus in PDP. He's working for APC. He has gone to join the cancer that he labeled Ahmadu Sheriff in APC now. But he refused to leave PDP alone. He's still troubling PDP. He abused our leaders, Yoruba leaders. He abused Baba Bode George. He has abused all PDP leader. Anybody where you can call leader for PDP, Wike has insulted everybody. As long as you are not in his camp, and the people in his camp is either they are broke, or they need more money, or they need protection. That is why they are with him. It's not because he's a good person to be with. Wike is the latest Ebola in PDP now. Governor Seyi, you have to forgive me. Me and you, we have been fighting since. But you know the role I played before your emergence as PDP governor, as your state governor. So you have to use that face to forgive me. I want to support you now from PDP. If you want to be president, you have the right, Governor Seyi. We have to fight this Ebola. This Wike is Ebola in PDP. We have to fight this Ebola together. He said nobody can suspend him. Wike, I have suspended you. You are suspended. Any meeting where you come, you get crashed. You are just using buru. You are using gra. Even this APC, where you they work for now, we know you will soon abuse President Tinubu. We know your antecedent. Everybody that have helped you, you've disrespected them. You, Wike, I declare you Ebola in PDP.
PDP over the time, has actually experienced a retarding growth. I mean, a whole lot of their politicians, from ranging from the governor to senators, has decamped to APC, all because of their interest to actually, maintain their or retain their position come 2027. One thing about this government is that everyone sees APC as, a high ground, a place of safety, a place where once you are corrupt, you can actually go there and you are covered. Now, they are forgetting a lot of things that come 2027, this is not a system of some politicians against some politicians. This is actually going to be Nigeria versus APC, because a whole lot of youth are already angry. There's a lot of agitation out there right now. There's this guy Peters who has been taking it upon himself to go to court asking for electoral reform, which is one of the key role that must be addressed, in ensuring that our vote come 2027 is actually safe and secure. Right now, looking at what this guy has said, Fayose, concerning the big man himself, Wike, being a virus in PDP. If you look at how Wike operates, it is even worse that everyone who has helped him to become what he is today, including Amechi, he has criticized all of them. The guy has no regard for anybody. Even Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I'm not going to be surprised if Wike turns against him come 2027 general election, because like the big man has rightly said, he's an Ebola virus. You understand the way Ebola virus operates. Moving ahead, guys, let's talk about this issue of Kenneth Okonkwo addressing APC. Whenever this man speaks, there's always this intellectual messages he passes out there. Very, very educative, very, very accurate. Well, this guy is one of the most educated journalists in Nigeria. I'm going to allow you guys to watch the video. Watch it to the very end and listen, because I'll be bringing you this video of Verydarkman and Ibiyomie's matter shortly after this video. Watch to the end, guys, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel.
An admiration of fools. There's no way anybody will be praising this government without appearing like a fool. When they came in, Tinubu in inauguration ground said fuel subsidy is gone. And then, when he was saying that, there was no cabinet in place. Fuel price rose from 195 naira to 617 naira. In one swoop. And then they floated in naira, and naira depreciated, going to almost 2,000 naira to a dollar, from about 460 naira. And the only defense they have is be patient. Nigerians became hungry. his own people started shouting, Ebin power. And their response, be patient. Be patient first 100 days. Be patient 6 months. Be patient 1 year. Be patient 2 years. Half of the journey. And they are still asking people to be patient. Are you praising this government? You are doing it on the blood and the graves of people in Benue State that are being massacred every day. As I talk to you, people are dying in Benue State, not because they committed any crime, but because Tinubu is their president that could not defend them. Benue State is an APC state governed by a reverend father. So spiritually, you say a reverend father is in charge. Politically, you say they are a member of Tinubu's party. And yet they are dying every day from terrorists, from killer headsmen, and no end in sight and no solution. And some people are praising this government. They are doing it on the graves and blood of the innocent Nigerians that are massacred everywhere and every day. You talk about Plateau, you talk about the Northwest, talk about the Southeast, kidnappers are discovered with graves, with people burying people alive. And Tinubu's purported security reports, they don't take such reports, security reports to him for prevention. It is the security report that will help him to take the resources of Rivers State in the name of declaring state of emergency. That's the security report they will see. But security reports to bring security to Nigerians, they will not give him. I want you to understand, security is the basic necessity that every government owes to its citizens. This government has failed in its area of security. People are scared to travel through the rivers, the sea, because flood will come and sweep them away. Look at what's happening in Niger State. 200 persons just died. And it is not a situation that is not foreseeable. These things happen every day. You know, when people talk about Tinubu's regime and they say, these problems were there before him, I actually realize that the media and the spokespersons are very unintelligent. Because when you make such statement, you are actually indicting him. Because what you're trying to say is that this government ought to have been aware or is aware of all the problems before coming in. That means they did not come with any solution. If it is a problem that is not there before, if it's a novel problem, you say, okay, they are facing a new challenge, give them time. But these are problems that have been there. Boko Haram has been there. Insurgents have been there. Lakurawa has been there. The bandits, the kidnappers, they have been there. There is nothing new. A man that said to be the president is his life ambition did not make any preparation to bring solution to all the problems that he knew were there. And now we are hemorrhaging. We are going into more deprivation, into more degradation, into more hunger, into more hardship, into the worst of mankind. Do you know? The present report now is that Nigeria has more malnourished children than Sudan. Nigeria has overtaken Sudan, a war-torn country, as in malnourished children. If our children are malnourished, that means the failure of this government is moving even towards the next generation. They have destroyed their own generation. They are moving in to destroy the next generation. This government has nothing to offer Nigerians except destruction, except wastages. We're talking about security. Do we talk about the economy? This government that removed first subsidy say the reason is because they will be saving $7.2 billion every year, and it will help them to provide infrastructure for the people. It will release money for them to cater for the welfare of the people. What have they catered for? This same government has borrowed Nigeria into bondage more than any other government before it. In December 2024, our debt profile reached 144 trillion naira. This government met only 77 trillion naira as general debt of Nigeria. They are now seeking to borrow $21.5 billion. Jesus.
I mean, yesterday,
where did these people come from?
From the presidency spoke.
a lot of points made by the big man, Kenneth Okonkwo, who was the spokesperson of Labour Party in the last concluded election before he now left. Up to now, we don't know the party he belongs. Okay, he left Labour Party with some statements which actually caused a stir on the internet at that time. You understand? But we are not going to be dwelling on that. Let me take you straight to this video of Verydarkman criticizing Bishop Ibiyomy for some statements which he made concerning Adam and Eve tithing in the Garden of Eden. We all know the story of Adam and Eve, why they were in the Garden of Eden, how they ate the forbidden fruit, which God told them not to eat. According to the Bible, the serpent actually deceived Eve, and Eve ate of the fruit and also gave it to Adam, who ate it, and their eyes became open, and they knew they were not wearing clothes. Say them know they wear clothes, say they don't they naked at that point. You understand? When God came, we all know the story. And now Bishop Ibiyomy made a statement contrary to it, all because, according to Verydarkman, he wants to collect tithe from the people. Now, over time, we've seen that our leaders are actually misleading us, giving us wrong narrative of some stories in the Bible. Even our leaders out there in terms of politics, they come out to give us wrong narrative of what some things are supposed to be. Do you understand? Now, this has affected the society a lot. I'm not saying that Bishop Ibiyomy is wrong. He has his way of preaching and his way of explaining things, but then we should call a spade a spade. Do you understand? And we should call a hole. At some point, we shouldn't twist some things to make us to fit what we want it to be, to represent what we want it to look like. Because it was only Cain and Abel that had that scenario of tithing. Up to now, we are not certain it was tithing, because at the time they made their sacrifices, it was believed to have been a sacrifice unto the Lord, a burnt offering, as it was done, in the ancient Bible days. All right, guys, I'm going to allow you to hear what Verydarkman said, because the guy said, and this is not even only Verydarkman, a lot of people has come out to criticize him, because since he said once you criticize him, he's going to arrest you. You understand? Now everyone are already out there making sure that they say one thing or the other, against him, so that he will get them arrested according to what he said. That is to tell you there's no more freedom of speech in this nation called Nigeria. Aside that, listen to Verydarkman and hear what he had to say concerning, Bishop Ibiyomy's preaching and message to Nigerians. Watch to the end. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, guys. Let's take this channel to 1,000 subscribers. Watch the video to the end, and I'll be right back with more analysis on the matters involving, with Nigerian politics and general election come 2027. We must all listen, guys. Watch and subscribe.
All right, so because of what the pastor of Salvation Ministry said, that anybody will criticize him or use police arrest him, that is David Ibiyomy. So I took my time yesterday to go through his preachings, and I think I understand why he says if you criticize him, they will arrest you. It is because he says a lot of nonsense. And truly, the man who like criticism. Because when I post yesterday, like say some people, some writers go in comment section, he start to delete comments. Do you understand? Now, I will show you people what I saw. Like I said, he says a lot of nonsense. A lot. For now, Prophet Jeremiah, I will take break from you. You understand? Let's start David Ibiyomy today. And throughout this week, we will continue. Now, let me play this.
The sin that Adam did, what was the sin he committed? That God will get so angry as Adam, you mean you committed this sin? Get out here. Because you need to ask questions. What is it that Adam touched? If it was apple, then you and I should not eat apple again. Adam touched the tithe. Was the only thing God told him not to touch. He said, this one is yours, but this is mine. Now let me say this to you to humble you. If you don't want to prosper, they are not ready for heaven. Because he said the streets of heaven, don't be holier than God. Every time you touch your tithe, you are living in dishonesty. You are tampering with that which God has told you not to. The sin that Adam did, what was the sin he committed? That God will get so angry as Adam, you mean you committed this sin? Get out here. Because you need to ask questions. What is it that Adam touched? If it was apple, then you and I should not eat apple again. Adam touched the tithe. Was
now just imagine this preaching. Imagine preaching something like this. Like this now, because of this preaching, you have scared a lot of people in the church. Like this now, a lot of them will be so scared. Even if they don't get money for tithes, they feel borrow, come pay. Imagine bending the Bible for your own selfish interest because you want people to pay tithes. Just imagine it. Now, I don't know much about the Bible, but when I was locked up in prison, I took my time and I studied the Bible a little. And I can tell you for a fact that what this man is saying here is all lies. How? The story of the Bible says that God created Adam, then he brought in Eve to support Adam. The reason why they were chased out of the Garden of Eden was because God gave them an instruction about the forbidden fruits. And he said, this is the fruit of good and evil. Do not go close to the fruit. And then they went to eat the fruit. Then when they realized that they were naked, God said, okay, these people they now have the knowledge I don't want them to have. So it's now time for them to go out of the kingdom. So leave. Now, he now placed a curse. And he said, from today, man, you shall till the ground. You go suffer, you will sweat before you eat. Why women, your punishment is that before you give birth, there will be pains during childbirth. By this time, tithing have not yet existed. Because when their eyes were blind, when they could not see anything, they had everything in the garden. You want yam, you want tomato, you want bole, anything you want is in the garden. God gave them in abundance. Eat anything you like, just don't eat this one. There was no tithing. They could eat anything. Now, when this curse happened, they left the Garden of Eden. Then they gave birth to Cain and Abel. I want to believe, based on what I read in the Bible, that the first tithing came from Cain and Abel. That the first tithing, because that was when Cain, according to what God taught, God said, from now on, man shall till the ground before they eat. Do you understand? So Cain being a farmer, then Abel being a shepherd, carrying sheep around. You don't go into poultry business and livestock business. Do you understand? Then this guy being a farmer, so it was now time for tithes. That's when I can say there was the first tithes. Going by the Christian religion about tithing, that's when I can say, okay, yes, that is the first tithes. Cain and Abel. So okay, it is appreciation day. Let's go and give God something, which they have now turned to 10% according to the religion now. Pastors of nowadays. Okay, let's give God something. What will I give God that will make God smile? Then Abel said, you know what? Let me give you my finest sheep. The one where no get spots. Then he carried it. And he sacrificed. According to the story, excuse me, then God smiled and said, Verydarkman, Abel, you are my son. Take. Now Cain, taking his own tithes to God, he go find one fruit where don't spoil because he won't make money. He said, this is the one that we give God. Then he took it to go and give it to God, but God didn't accept it. God said, no. What you cannot eat, you want to give it to me to eat. Is that what you are doing? Me that gave you life? Are you paying for your breath? You're not paying for your breath too. I gave you eyes to see. I gave you hands to work. I gave you bola to knack. Knacking is one of the sweetest things on earth. I gave you bola to knack. And by that time, I say that bola is big. Pass our own now. Give you strong long bola. So you give me what you will not eat. And God said, no, I won't take it. And back then, you feel know when God diverse. God they communicate with the people directly. You see the magic now. You will see signs and wonders. Then Cain now got angry. That why this Abel, this very dark man, so then boom. Now, that's when I can say the first tithe in the Bible happened. So imagine Ibiyomy now twisting everything upside down to say the reason why the reason why Adam was sent out of the Garden of Eden is because he did not pay tithe. Therefore, saying that if you don't pay tithe, God will not want to associate with you. God will not.
All right, guys, welcome once again. So if you have watched this video to this point, then you will listen. You must have heard, Verydarkman's anger, where it is actually coming from. Now, aside criticizing the man's message, David Ibiyomy, There's also one thing that has gotten Verydarkman very, very upset about the man coming out to make that statement that if anyone comes out to criticize him, he will get the person arrested. That is actually what even called Verydarkman's attention. Okay, Verydarkman wants the man to get him arrested at this point. Do you understand? There are some statements our leaders make that, we tend to see it as being, suppressive. Do you understand? Some of their statements is like a deliberate act to actually suppress, people's opinion, to make sure nobody comes out to actually speak anything concerning, what they are saying, whether it is right or wrong. Do you understand? I mean, as a human being, if Jesus Christ back then was criticized, how much more David Ibiyomy being criticized? Do you understand? And funny enough, I don't know if he has been criticized by any major blogger or any major activist out there for making any statement, but at this point in time, if you go on social media, you've seen a lot of critics about him. People are going out to dig up some posts which he has made in the past and use it to criticize him. This is actually an attention which he called unknowingly to him. All right, moving away from that, talking about the politics of Nigeria come 2027. This is actually a work that needs to be done by all Nigerians. There's even a law that was passed that, okay, any Nigerian who doesn't come out to vote should be fined 100,000 or spend or go to jail for not coming out to vote if you're caught on voting day, come 2027 general election. And now that law has passed second reading. I don't know if it is going to be implemented, but if it is, then it is a must that every Nigerian will vote, which is almost impossible because all Nigerians would rather sleep in prison that day. Aside that, it is actually our duty to actually come out to choose a better leader. If we are actually tired of this Nigeria, about our situation at the moment, then we all have to actually come out that day to pick a leader, a change. Now, there's been a whole lot of leaders out there coming out and showing themselves, their true characters, who they are, who they represent, and what they can actually offer. I'm sure Nigeria knows the right person to actually vote. Come 2027, a whole lot of people will come out. Don't forget, there's a whole lot of political parties out there, PDP, Labour Party, having a good candidate, APC, with Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is actually pushing for one party system. Already there is no opposition, in APC come 2027. This is actually, something a whole Nigerians detest, and they are calling, for all Nigerians to come out to vote this man out come 2027. I'm not, advocating for anyone coming out 2027. It is normal. Anyone Nigerian chooses is who will support. Do you understand? And now Fayose's statement, comes into play again because there are some inner enemies. Wike, we know, is like a snake in a green snake in a green grass. This guy can literally do anything at 9 minutes. We saw what happened in the last election when he gave Rivers State to APC, for just the position of minister of the FCT. You understand? And I think that was actually what the big man, the president himself, actually used to compensate him, for giving him Rivers State to win. Well, come 2027, already Nigerians are tired of the government. I mean, if we actually allow this man to rule again, then we are not tired. Thank you guys for actually watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you for listening to Kenneth Okonkwo, who always comes out with his strong points, making sure that he hit the hammer at the head, at the nail head. However they say it, I don't know. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel because I'll be bringing you more news, more interesting stories like this as the day passes. See you all on my next video. For now, I'm out.